Suddenly, the bell sounds. That indicates that they must return to classes. By accident, John collides with another boy called Marty, making him fall. When Marty gets up, he says, classes pass and the exit bell sounds. John and Fred leave the school and go home. When they are about to arrive home, three young people arrive. Among them Marty, the boy John had made fall at school. When Fred leaves, the three boys approach John and beat him until he is knocked unconscious, and on the floor. The boy wakes up minutes later and walks straight to his house. When he almost enters, he falls unconscious and remains on the sidewalk. In that, a man called Drake passes and takes him quickly to the hospital. The young man was very beaten with several broken bones. John was several days in the hospital. The young man recovered, and John decides to train Bugs to find the boys who beat him. In the gym where he trained, he met a boy named Josh, who told him about some street fights that left good money, and told him to think about it and then give him to answer. The next day, John receives correspondence that he has to leave the apartment because he did not pay. John accepts the challenge and prepares for the fight next week, and the time for the fight comes. The young John begins the fight, and at the beginning he is receiving many blows, and in the end he begins to defend in an incredible way and wins the battle and receives 4,500 of profit. It's time for the other fight, and John starts to defend himself very well, but in the end he starts receiving many blows. John is fainted by so many blows. The other young man wins the fight and John is left on the floor. In the fight, John meets a businessman named Ernest. Silver was Marty's father, and Silver wanted to kill John because he had beaten his son. The next night, Silver decides to kill John. Silver goes to Mr. Ernesto's house with gun in hand. While in the home of Mr. Ernesto, John was not at home. Ernesto heard a noise in the yard and decided to leave when he realized that there was no one. Ernesto decides to enter the house, and that is when he is attacked by Silver. Shortly, Silver gets home. Ernesto waits for him inside and takes him in the back, and they start to struggle. But Silver had a pistol in his belt, and Silver and Ernesto start struggling. Shortly, the gun is fired, and Ernesto receives a shot in the forehead. Silver decides to leave there. Everyone in the house gets up because of the noise, and realizes that Ernesto is badly wounded, and take him to the emergency room, but unfortunately they arrived very late at the hospital. Ernesto had died. Before dying, Ernesto talked to John and said, "Son, I think it will not last long in this life, so if something should happen to me, you will be the man of the house, take care of my daughter and my wife." The young John falls in love with Catherine, and they begin to have a relationship, and after months they decide to get married and have a children and live happily ever after.